Forum in Rockland County, New York, the largest astronomy show in the world. They, in our first year, we did nothing but a booth. In the second and third year, we offered classes. And this year, I don't know, some folks in this room. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of, okay, I'll stay over here. Thanks. Bart here was there at the class. I'm not sure if anybody else sat in on that or visited us. Did anybody visit us at the booth? Anybody go to NEAF? Well, you saved a lot of money because NEAF's an expensive place to visit. There's a lot of candy to buy there. You can. I don't have a picture of the whole floor, but it's amazing. So over the years, I made these two posters. These two posters were kind of cherry picked from the best presentations that you had all given over the last few years. And the goal is that when somebody comes into the booth and says, what's this all about? And you start going down some particular path of knowledge or interest, there's probably there's something on one of these two posters that you can stand in front of with the person and just point to it without having to use a computer or anything else. So there's lunar grazing stuff down there, there's asteroid occultations, there's the NEOP big event. Over here there's a double star event. There's the geometry of an occultation, and there's a bunch of stuff with Scotty and the Mighty Mini. So you can go down, you know, if they're interested in gear, you can talk about that. And if they're interested in double stars, you can go there. So there's something for everybody on the posters. That was the goal anyway. And we've just put them up, and people go by and see them. And nice stuff on there. Next, please. So, sorry. Oh, yeah. Oh, there it is. I put it there. I'm bad. So I made a batch geo map of the locations of our visitors this year. We had 51 people sign the sheet with name, home, city, state, and email. And we sent them all an email afterwards saying thanks for visiting the booth and please feel free to get involved. And we asked Iota members who lived near those folks to contact them. So that's an individual opportunity for anybody who lives near a person who visited. One person from Los Angeles, one person from Puerto Rico, who happens to be a guy named Abe who owns an observatory out at Granite Gap in New Mexico, where I'm building a small observatory. And I'm sorry I wasn't there to meet Abe because I've never met him, but he operates it remotely from Puerto Rico, and it's completely off the grid. He's got solar panels outside charging batteries. There's an inverter inside, and everything is and a high-speed cell phone antenna going to the various towers. So he's completely independent of the power grid there, except if the roof sticks, and then somebody has to come and help him close it. Okay, next please. Steve and Cindy Kennard, Bruce and Dylan, Bruce Berger, and Al Karsich and his daughter Alexandra were there and all pitched in and helped. Ken Coles usually helps us, but he wasn't available this year due to other commitments. It's a fun couple of days. I encourage all of you to come down to NEAF and simply hang around on the booth, sign up for a couple of shifts. You meet all kinds of people who have lots of equipment and basically would love something new to do with it. And here we are with an opportunity to do something cool with equipment you already own, pretty much. We demonstrated the VTI. We took it outside, got a GPS fix, and then with the external antenna, it actually kept the fix during the entire weekend in the booth. So we were able to show live updating of the VTI GPS timestamp on the screen of a TV, which was better than the year before, where all we could show them was a video of some recorded version of it. Next. So we had the equipment demonstration, the VTI. We have a laptop, that laptop in fact, set up with iMovie with a video loaded, and we let them do an occultation recording of a STEP event, or I think it's just an asteroidal occultation. And they put the cursor on the star, they let the thing run, it disappears, it comes back, they click graph, and out comes that nice graph. And they go, wow. So we got them hooked, hopefully, and they come back and want to get their own data. The posters were there. We had some loops. We had a couple of PCs just playing loops of videos that had been recorded in the past, and they were on a couple of monitors. We had some handouts. Yeah, okay, if you show the next slide. A couple of people said, well, how likely is it, maybe go one more maybe? Yeah, okay, said, how likely is it that an event might cross my, where I live? So I contacted Brad and said, Brad, can you give me a graph of all the events over the next 60 days over the United States, all asteroid occultations? And this is what showed up in the mail within about an hour. So we printed this and started handing it out to people so that we could say, well, if you live near any of those lines, it's very likely that you'll be able to record an occultation. And it's not, yeah. So, I mean, that was, we made 50 copies of that, and they were all gone by the end of the second day because people said, oh, this is great. It's a lot more frequent than I imagined. Now, when you start looking at elevation and magnitude, things drop out quickly, but at least we got them started. Okay, so we're going to go back a page. That's good. So I also offered this class, which is basically Introduction to Occultation Timing. Put a bunch of equipment on the table, demonstrate live movie, demonstrate Occult Watcher live, explain the answers to the 10 top questions. How do you find the star? How do you learn about this? How do you record it? All the equipment's there, just like David has done here. And we give them a chance to play with the equipment. We do some demos, and that's it. Did that twice. And this year, in return for doing that, we got a big discount on our booth. In fact, we paid just, I think, $200 instead of $450 with all the tables and electricity and internet stuff. And the NEAF has gone from being a complete trade show to starting an actual Pro-Am program, and the NEAF Pro-Am Conference has now got its own logo and its own name, and it runs parallel with the 2 days of NEAF. And so they're working very hard to get Pro-Am organizations to assist them in putting together these tracks so that they can fill out this matrix of activities for people who want to learn something as opposed to just come and buy equipment or drool on equipment, as the case may be. So this year we had Dolores Hill from Project Target Asteroids going up to visit asteroid Bennu shortly. She talked about that. And I gave the talks for Iota, and we also had another talk on Starmus, the conference that's going on in the Canary Islands. I want to go hang out with the big wigs over there. Okay, next. So what we've done is sent out a follow-up email, folks. We've invited everybody in Iota to visit, contact, help, assist anybody who's local to participate in getting involved in the activities here in occultation recording. We hope that everybody will do so. Contact these folks. I just sent out a note to all 51 of them this morning, inviting them to join in the webcast, because they may not know. Those who didn't join the Yahoo group may not know, probably don't know that this is happening this weekend, so now they do, and hopefully some of them will have connected up and are watching us right now and listening to this. So if you're out there, hi from the NEAF booth. Thanks. That's it. I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I did mention that. That's right. So we had the Lowell. Yeah, the other group I couldn't remember is the Lowell Amateur Research Initiative, or LARI. They're out of Flagstaff, the Lowell Observatory, and they're also very much focused on Pro-Am cooperation there, because that's their mission. And so there were representatives from LARI there as well. So if Iota wishes to approach NEAF about a bigger involvement, they will be extremely receptive, and that's really the big message I wanted to bring here. Thanks.